one thing that surprises me about living in China is just how safe it is here. It's an incredibly safe country. And I've been fortunate enough to travel to quite a few places here, and I have not once seen any violence, crime, drunken violence, or drug-related issue. I'm originally from the UK, but I lived in Australia for many, many years. And in Australia, crime is on the rise, especially with teenage gangs. But crime is on the rise. You hear about it there all the time. There are certain areas of Australia, especially in Brisbane, where I'm from, where you just wouldn't go. And especially my wife, if she went out at night with her friends, I really would not feel comfortable with her coming home at 2 a.m. in the morning, or even walking alone, or even with friends in the city at that time. Whereas here in China, there's none of that concern, none of that worry. My wife can go out with friends at all hours, walk home at 2 a.m., or even take a Didi at 2 a.m. and send her live location to me so I can see where she is. And that is fantastic. Having that feeling of being free from fear is amazing. Now, my wife and I were actually victims of a home invasion in Australia where teenagers broke in and they destroyed the place. They took my wife's wedding ring and her engagement ring 2 weeks from when we were having our wedding. We got them replaced, but it wasn't so much about that. It was that we felt violated. And one day we went out here in China and we left our front door open. We forgot to shut it. And we went out for the whole entire day, came home, we had parcels by the door, deliveries, and our door was still open. And we instantly were like, someone's broken into our house. Why is the door open? And I peeked inside and did my thing. No one was there. And we realized we'd left it open. And someone had delivered parcels. And that's the other thing. Parcels can sit there for the whole day, but in Australia, parcels go missing. People steal them. It's like, what? And as we were victims of that home invasion and we hear about crime, and 2 or 3 weeks later, the same teenagers were doing the same thing to others, they're very misguided. A lot of kids in Australia can be misguided. They lack direction. And we sat down as parents and we thought, is this really where we want to raise Millie? Do we want to risk her mixing with, the wrong crowd? And we both looked at each other and said no. So we moved here. And that decision, was the best we could have ever made. As a father and as a husband, I'm so glad that we are here. And I'm so grateful for China allowing us to be here. If you've had any similar experiences in China or overseas, please pop them in the comments. Let me know. I'd love to hear your story. And wherever you are today, have a wonderful day. Bye.